Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore, and hopefully we're done with fucking. I don't know. I'm ready to fucking quit. Between every issue that just happens, and I don't know. I guess I just have to give up and say we don't record anything with the Switch ever again. I don't know. I don't know why nothing works. I don't know why every single time I change this, everything goes wrong. But now I have this, so the preview is up constantly, so I have no idea how at time. I have to have a timer on, and yet my phone won't stay, up, so that I can constantly see. I have to constantly keep tapping, so I have to use that as the timer, because, God forbid, we click, like we did at the end of the last one, where I was clicking through, and I'm like, it sounds weird. Oh, because it wasn't actually moving, so... Because I'm not spending $200 on a capture card when it's going to be the same goddamn problem that this one has. Because I don't fucking know what the problem is. I don't know if it's my capture card. I don't know. But, well, this sucks dick. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And I was like, I don't know. Or we just go back to, it runs through the Elgato software and I screen cap off that. But now I'm used to doing it. Just can't win. I don't know, it just really does not want this game to get recorded, which sucks because I enjoy playing this, but it's been over a week since I've played, because my mom was here visiting, and also I was like, I don't want to deal with it. So I should have recorded the ending, but I didn't, so we'll see if we get our ending in this part. I don't know, but anyway, this is where we were, I hope. Preparations for a big battle began, and the place suddenly got busy. Is there anything I can do to help? For you... They're here. My legs shook and Yang held me steady. He smiled without a hint of panic. I wonder if Redford's planning to blow up all of Veleno. If a fire spreads, it'll be bad. Veleno will go down in flames in an instant. Yang! Let's get help before the fire spreads! Alright, you guys go on ahead. Got it! Can't do both of them at the same time, obviously. You, come with me. Okay. I grabbed his hand and nodded. When we got out, the men of the Visconti were waiting for us. From between the members lined up on the road came... Gilbert, the boss of the Visconti, Gilbert Redford. Yo, you up now? Sorry it took me a while to come play. As a consolation, brought a ton of toys with me. Let's have fun. Here's the thing. We haven't gotten to Gilbert's path. So, if Yang kills him, I'm not gonna feel as bad as when he killed Nicola and fucking... Wait, did he kill Nicola? Yeah, he did. Right. I mean, I knew he killed Dante. Ooh, he killed Nicola in the last part, and I was like, that's been a week, so... It's... Still be like, oh, it's too bad. I'll feel a little bit, but not as bad, because I haven't played his route yet, so... Is that a cannon? Kind of like how I love Yang, but yet when he died in the other routes, I was like, well, I mean, he was being a dick, so, whatever. As its roar echoes, rubble was scattered. Yang pulled me by the hand out of harm's way. The other Lao Shu members scattered and seemed to have dodged the direct hit, and Gilbert's not going to give a fuck if you die, so... And just as they were waiting for that, the Visconti fired a siege of bullets at incredible speed. Among the Visconti, there seemed to be members wielding weapons that were different from handguns. Keep your head as low as possible. I nodded firmly. We're not gonna lose to those toys! No matter how much they shoot, it's pointless if they can't hit you! The two didn't cower at the unfamiliar weapons and charged toward them. Oh, okay. This is the best ending. They can't die. Won't let you. Orlok suddenly appeared from among the Visconti, blocking the way. Listen, Orlok. I felt bad that you died in Dante's route, but don't mess with my man or my twins. Okay. Also, protect Leo. He's most important. Orlok! I was wondering where you went. I won't forgive a traitor! You're a bad guy! Technically, we're the bad guys, but we think of ourselves as the good guys and they're the bad. It's really weird. The twins swiftly pulled out their weapons and swung at Orlok. That's something Rosberg would think of. I'm sure he sided with the Visconti for their money. Yang didn't seem to be fazed by this turn of events. Here's what we got to clear the way. Fire! Visconti's attacks were centered around the cannon, and the Lao Shu were struggling. That big thing, if we could figure out where it's going, it could easily be dodged. We're not slow enough to be hit by that thing. Instant dies now. Their taunts could be heard, sounding as though they were enjoying the battle. However, the attacks with the cannon weren't confined to a narrow range. Even without a direct hit, people were still getting injured from the debris. Oh, seems like the Lao Shu's tougher than they look. Hey, don't diss my friends like this. Hey, Yang, how long do you plan on hiding? It's not like you. I also hate that just because my phone's got a timer going, why the fuck does it lock itself? Like, there's a timer going. Keep the screen open. It's so irritating. Things are getting worse for you guys. Are you gonna wait for everyone to get wiped out? The taunt that could be heard throughout the battlefield made Yang's brow twitch. But I didn't know what Yang was thinking since he still didn't move. By the way, seems like you really like that woman of yours. And then that makes things easier. We're gonna aim for your woman. Wow. You know, I expect that kind of fucking attitude from Yang, but... And at least Dante was like, trying to save you! Okay, I know we got the same kind of treatment from Nicola. He was like, I'll fucking kill her for Dante. But, like, I don't know why I tolerate that from him. I'm not gonna tolerate it from you, Gil! What the fuck, bro? Not cool. On his command, the men moved. Since they knew where I was, all they had to do was come near and it would be over. It was clear there was no way to counter their weapons from where we were. Yang swiftly picked me up and jumped to dodge the cannon. The wall he used as a shield crumbled to pieces. Dust came up and pebbles were flying. We tumbled down into the clear, exposing ourselves to the enemy. We quickly stood and straightened up, but Gilbert Redford didn't seem to care and leisurely spoke to Orlok. Hey, Orlok, this thing's drawback is that it's hard to hit small targets, but it seems enough to chase the rat away. But it can't hit her. Although she's lost her sacred privilege, there's no need to kill her. Yeah, she's just a normal girl. He thought we lost our sacred privilege long before we actually did. Now we kind of did because we slept with Yang, but it's fine. Don't you think it's shady to aim at a civilian? He's got a point. Hearing Lon and Faye pipe up, making a fuss, Gilbert shook his head lightly with a sigh. Ugh, you really don't know what the Mafia's all about, do you? Whatever, aim for the girl! On his command, all guns were pointed at me. Yang picked me up once more and ran, dodging the incoming bullets. His lips were at my ear as he whispered, "We'll get them." Right. I didn't entirely understand his intentions, but I trusted him and nodded. It's gonna be kind of fucked up when are we gonna end up going back to China with him? Or, like, is he gonna take over Berlin? Like, whatever. The next moment, he threw me to the ground. Ah! The momentum caused me to roll over and over, scraping my leg against the ground. I gasped and looked up as Yang changed directions and ran straight for his target. Boss, we'll get him! The Visconti men became his wall to protect him. Stop Yang. They surrounded him and aimed at Yang, firing their weapons. He killed Dante and Nicola. I'm just saying. Yang couldn't dodge them all, and a few bullets grazed him, but he still didn't falter, because he's crazy. So that's your plan, huh? Forget me! Kill the woman! The guns were pointed at me once again. You know, it's cold. I wanted to run, but because of my injury, I could barely get up. What injury? Injury when he dropped us? Did I forget something in the last part? Anyway. Fuck off, Adobe. I swear to God, if you fuck up, my goddamn capture card is unavailable to deal because you keep up. I'm gonna flip my fucking computer. It's like, Adobe's like, nothing's happening. Did you plug in your capture card? And then we need to update everything! Go fuck yourself. Why? I swear to God, I sometimes think my capture card is just old, but it's also like, oh, there's other things happening. Computer, why the fuck do you do nothing until I'm in the middle of doing something? Swear to fucking God. Want to take it, safely take all my shit off, and throw it against the wall. I kind of hate this computer. It was a waste of fucking money. I liked my old one. This one has pretty lights on the keyboard, but aside from that, it's been a pain in my fucking ass for the last almost year. It's not even a year old. The hard drive crashed. This doesn't fucking work. And it's like, you know what? I swear to God, my older computer, sure, The Sims loads up in a fraction of the time, but you know what? It's just the amount of problems. I'm like so close to just going back to the old computer and just like, this one's just a fucking paperweight. I don't know. It's so fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. Can't keep the internet connected. But Color Xmelas work perfectly fine, so I don't understand why all of a sudden it hates this game. Don't know. I felt death on its way and closed my eyes. Think again! She's like, questioning it. I felt a sudden shock of pain. I slowly opened my eyes and saw Faye in front of me. He's knocked us both far away from where I was before. But I tried to thank him as I struggled to get up. Orlok's dagger had appeared in front of him, and Faye deflected the attack. Orlok jumped back to gain distance. Yeah! I can't as me, but I can sure as fuck as Lan. While being careful of Orlok's movements, I looked toward Yang. Lan had just mowed down the surrounding members where he stood. Sorry for the wait, Redford. Yang got through all of the obstacles and swung his twin hooks. It can't take too long. I mean, we're at the end. It can't be like an hour worth of fighting, but I'm like, I'd be amazed if Gil went out that fast. The other two at least put up a better fight. His smirk was finally gone. He held his gun, swiftly putting his finger on the trigger. Gah! Oh, did we get him? I mean, the bullet just grazed Yang, but Yang's blade pierced deeply through his body. Wow. Guess you didn't get the memo. Brought a gun to a sword fight. You'd really think that, like, bringing a gun to a knife fight would have been better for you, but you underestimated Yang. I don't feel as bad about this as I did Nicola or Dante. I don't. Sorry, Gil. You just... Look, we've done the routes of my top 3 boys. And I didn't know Dante was going to be at the top. I knew he was pretty, but I love him after doing his route. He's precious and adorable, and he's our little fucking marshmallow, okay? And I'm not saying I'm not going to love Orlok or Gil, because, like, I like all the characters in this, but I don't feel bad that you're dead, because, you know, I didn't feel as bad about Yang dying in the other routes before we did his route. I might later. I don't know. I feel bad about Dante and Nicola because we love them and we went down their routes. No, don't hurt them! Gil, it's like, I mean, right now, in your route, when you kill Yang, am I going to be like, well, he deserved it, or like, why would you do that? No. He lost strength and fell to the floor. Gil! Panic spread through the Visconti. That's a scary face. Now, kill them all!
Leave it to- Leave it to us, Yang. We'll get every single one of them!
Damn you! You'll pay for this! The members of the Lao Shu charged forward. The Visconti were still in shock at losing their boss, and their strategy broke down. And Orlok's like, "Ain't him out." Orlok was observing in a level manner, then swiftly stepped back and left the battlefield. Without turning back, he disappeared into the fog of dust. Just one move by Yang. The tide of battle had changed. Abandoning the woman you fell for, huh? Though the blood was coming out of his mouth, he gave a bitter smile. He dropped us off in a safe place to come after you to stop you from killing us, so he didn't really abandon us. Don't try to turn us on him. With red eyes, he stared straight at Yang and roared. Those were his last words. Yang silently drew his hooks out and swung them to shake off the blood. I was sitting on the ground as he approached me, then stopped. He looked down at me and asked simply, "What do you think? Do you think I abandoned you?" I thought about it and shook my head. I can't explain it, but I think I understand. You ditched me and went back, hello? You didn't abandon me. You were trying to protect me by killing the man who was causing... But you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't go back and kill him, people might not have killed your mafia members, like your family members. I was like, what am I looking for? Might not have been able to kill Gilbert, and then he would have just come back and ended up killing me. But instead of running away and, oh, they'll deal with it, you were like, sit over here, bitch, went back and killed the man who's responsible. Like, the rest of the fans can be like, I don't know what to do now, and we'll be fine for a while. I'm just saying. Smart tactics. Smart. You had the best chance to win this way. That's all there is to it. Exactly. If he had continued to run while holding me, we would have eventually been cornered. But it was too dangerous to dive in front of the enemy with me in his arms. By letting me go first, although dangerous, allowed him to jump into the fray alone. You made sure I was away from danger. So wouldn't you say that you had really protected me? At least, that's how I felt. You're a good woman. Fitting to be mine. Yang gave a satisfied laugh. Oh, precious, blood-covered psychopath. I was covered in dust, and he easily picked me up and gave me a deep, deep kiss. No CG of that? Just fading into darkness? That's the end? Okay. I mean, you know. Yes, it is. So this is a short part. Whatever. It would have been way too long. Well, we still have the stuff to do with.
I'm tired.
That was not her voice. Right after the intense battle with the Visconti, we had to do damage control. The resulting fire needed to be contained, so the Lao Shu men began to extinguish it. They also cleared the rubble and helped those who had been injured.
So, now this means Berlin's ours, right?
I'm sure there are a few who were left on standby at their bases. We'll have to hunt them later.
But it's mostly done, right?
Yeah, and the homeland will be satisfied. I don't care about kissing their asses, but we'll be rewarded for our hard work.
Yay! We get a treat? I can't wait!
Yeah, you don't get to die.
Hey guys, forget that. I'm hungry. I want to eat. A bath first. I'm covered in sweat, blood, and dirt. I'm all grimy and gross.
They entered the base, noisy as usual. I was surprised that they were acting like their normal selves. Well, everyone did a good job, so I should help preparing the dinner. Okay, there are times where things make sense. I don't feel like the typos are as bad in this one, but there's things like, I should help preparing the dinner. I should help prepare the dinner. Or before, the way she said something, what was it like? Oh, you dropped me off first, comma, there was a thing. But if you took that middle section out, the first part of the sentence and the end, after the comma, before and after the comma, didn't fucking make sense as a sentence together. So it's like, wait, what? That's not how that... I mean, when you read it, you were like, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, in my brain, I was like, that I don't think really tense-wise made sense. There was something about it, I'm like, you get exactly what it's saying, but there was that weird, like, that doesn't sound right feeling. I didn't say anything. I was like, what? But, so there are moments like this where you were like, you read it and you're like, wait, that's not... It absolutely makes sense. But it's just, it's not right. Like, there are other games where you're reading and you're like, the fuck are you trying to say? Or like, I think wasn't there one here where you were like, there's a whole, where was one word in the blah, and you're like, I have no idea what's supposed to be here, because it's absolutely not here. There's a whole line that is just missing. So shit like that is like, what? Everything else has been so minor, but it registers in the back of your mind like, this isn't right. I know what you're saying. And you could easily skim past it and be like, but there's that little person in the back of your brain that's like, wait, what? I don't think it's nearly as bad as Color XML Unlimited. I've seen a lot of people complain like, all the translations are so horrible. Well, the QA is horrible, but it's like, this one hasn't been that bad. Color XML Unlimited was painful in points. And we have read so much fucking worse. Trust me. But every once in a while, there's things that just hit you and you're like, the hell? Anyway. Now let's go, Space. Huh? Where? In the bath. Oh, you're right. I did get pretty dirty. Oh god, she's gonna get all, what? No, we're taking a bath together? I mean, I sort of get stuff like that from her, but not really. I nodded first and then gasped. Huh? Wait, don't tell me together, girl. You've already seen each other naked how many times? Get over it. No. We can do it here, too. Yang swiftly hugged me close and forced a kiss on my lips, which we already did earlier, so there's no reason for her to be all weird about it. Shock. I can't do the moaning thing, even just... Shock. Weird. I don't know. I've just never been shock kissed where ooh! I don't know. It's weird. Anyway. The men who were working to clean up called out, cheering as they looked our way. Okay, I get it a little bit, like, that's a little awkward and embarrassing, but... Gosh! I know she wouldn't be like, oh my god, because, you know, church girl, but like, gosh! Every time she's done it in my back of my mind, I'm like, what are we, like, in the 1950s? What else is she gonna say? But it just feels so, like... so awkward to me. I desperately pushed Yang's chest back and looked away. This, in front of everyone? Would you rather it just be the two of us? Yes. Hurry and decide. Can't wait long. He said that much, but his hand was already moving over my body. Then, I prefer it just the two of us, obviously. I spoke, barely audible, and Yang laughed amusedly and picked me up. Amusedly. What are you... Very well. I'll make your wish come true. His lips touched my ears, and his sweet whisper made me blush. We need a really good NCG for this, but... As he held me, I looked up at the beautifully stained red sky and thought, the battle had really ended. That was... Okay. I was like, that's the after scene for the thing, because I feel like it's lacking compared to other ones. A few weeks passed since the battle. Yang, I brought some tea. I called to him as I entered and was a bit surprised. He was sitting at his desk, which seemed to previously to be just decoration, looking over documents. You're working at your desk? This is rare. I'd rather throw it all out if I could, but I can't leave it to the twins. You have a point there. I put some tea on the desk. Juan taught me how to pour this. It's Hongjin Guide? I don't know, I can't pronounce Chinese words, okay? Whatever, I'm butchering them, let's just move on. The tea had a soft color and I could smell a faint aroma of... osmanthus? 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 Gets worse the more I try. I think we were okay the first time, let's just leave it at that. This... I'm not cosplaying a snake right now, I swear. But, like, STH is a really awkward osmanthus? Good enough. It's an awkward thing to try to do. You're like, that's not... That's awkward. No snacks? Oh, should I bring something? Maybe next time. You make it. I wasn't expecting Yang to say such a thing, but it made me so happy I smiled. Yes, I promise. Just then I saw a beautiful envelope atop the desk. Yang, what's this? This is a letter from the homeland. He looked like he just remembered and opened it. He read the letter. He read the red letter, looking bored. Huh. He looked uninterested in what was written and threw the letter away. What was it about? And their orders to go to the next country. And there's nothing left for me to do in Berlin. The power hierarchy in Berlin had changed drastically since that day. The Visconti were powerful in large part due to Gilbert Redford's charismatic leadership. Losing their boss had been the demise of their family, so us loving Yang is like the downfall of the world, because now he's going to conquer the world. Well, that's some fucked up implications right there. After the deaths of Dante Falzone and Nicola Francesca, the family elected a new boss, but the situation was similar to the Viscontis. Both families lost their influence over Berlone and were unable to wield the same influence as they had before. We just fucked the whole shit up! Whoops. But even still, the surviving members were involved in skirmishes with the Lao Shu from time to time. And we're like, well, now we don't have to fight for power, we're bored with it. Space. Yang left his desk, finished with work. He sat down on the bed, leading me by the hand. CG? No? Maybe? I don't know. I obliged, and as he pulled my arm, I fell onto the bed. I closed my eyes, waiting for the shock. But the pain never came. I opened my eyes, confused. What the fuck? Is the bed made out of metal? Shouldn't have hurt you to fall on the bed. Oh, yes. White light. CG? Yes? Hi? Yeah? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, he's actually smiling. He's like beaming. I know it only looks like a smirk, but he's beaming. It's just, like... It might as well be the toothiest grin ever, because that is the most Yang has ever fucking smiled. It's beautiful, I love it. Oh, we're going to London next. London? Sounds cold. I need to buy you a fur coat, too. Oh my god, okay, I love the dress. I love how, like, the stockings go up, and then she's got, like, the lace-top stocking sticking out. That's cute as shit. I smiled at Yang's murmuring. He spoke matter-of-factly, as if it were only natural that I come along. It made me happy. I looked into his moon-colored eyes. There's something I want more than a coat. What? Tell me. Your name. I couldn't read his eyes, and he quietly looked down at me. He's like, it's really weird when people call out Yang and they're not going to know which one. That's not what I meant. And then he whispered. We have to know what his real name is. He whispered, and it's a bunch of blanks. The I want to know what your real name is. And he's like, what? Can't believe the game cock-blocked you like that. It was a sound he never uttered to anyone. I repeated the name over and over in my heart. Hey. I felt my heart pounding and asked him in a small whisper, like a secret. I'm really glad, because they probably would have given you, like, a name that was really fucking hard to pronounce, like the name of the Lao Shu's fucking home family, whatever, and I would have been like, oh my god, I'm gonna butcher it! I'm not even gonna try. Can I call you that when we're alone? He's like, you can pronounce that? And she's like, no. Do as you please. Yang's smile deepened. Aww. He's like, whatever. Okay. Aww. Thank you. I'm so happy. I smiled with joy, and I wrapped my arms lovingly around his back. How fucking adorable. But even if they localize 1926, like, it is never, ever, they're not going to tell you. They're going to keep calling him Yang. They're never going to tell you what it is. Even in private, she won't call him whatever that blank is, because they didn't think about it. They're like, sure, he whispered his name, but we don't know what it is. You don't. Short story is now unlocked. And I think what we did is in the extras, we have the, why is nothing? There we go. We did the short story with the good ending, right? Because the good ending usually doesn't take that long. And technically, I can't see where my timer is. I gotta open it. We're only at like 30 minutes, if that. Also because my thing, yeah, we're not even. So this will be a short part and everything. So we'll do that with the good ending, but we have to do this one. Oh. Right. I was like trying, I'm like, why can't I get over there to the pictures? Because I gotta click this first. Well, that's why. Now I get it. Because it's the prologue to 1926. I was like, that to me, like, episodes following the best ending. I don't understand, that sounds like prologue to me, and somebody probably said something. You haven't yet. Okay, but, so, look, again, I hear you. You're like, way there in the past screaming shit, and I'm like, I get it, I heard, and you're like, okay. So I'm sure someone is like, that is prologue in Italian. Because it's prologue to 1926. Because I was reading something else, and they're like, these are like the prologue to, or just like little So, for the 1926 fan disc. Okay, that makes sense. Makes a little more click. Look, it took a while for the two little pieces floating around in my brain. That looks like Prologue. And then there's another game called 1926, and it's Prologue 1926, and I'm about to go like, boom! Oh, duh! Look. Okay, sometimes. Hello, Henry. Hello, Direttore. I see you over there, bitch. Read Yang's Prologue. Hell yes. Okay. Could we do this after the best ending? And then 28th of something, 1926. I don't know. Oh, I gotta click to keep going. Gennaio? I sensed something near and opened my eyes. Something tickled. Oh, hi. Cool air touched my skin, but at the same time I felt something hot, cool air and a hot body. As soon as I realized that the warmth was his fingers, I suddenly became wide awake. I wouldn't have, that's not how I would phrase that. But you can't say I was suddenly wide awake. So I guess technically you would become wide awake, but it just sounds awkward to me. Maybe that's like proper grammar, but it sounds weird. I became wide awake. Really? I don't know why certain things like that sound weird when look, sometimes they're not right at all, but anyway. Yang, what are you? Don't complain, he's topless. My sleepwear was already starting to come off. Oh, hi. Okay, wait. If you're poking at me to try to wake me up, if you thought you were going to do this while I was asleep, that's a line that should not be crossed. That's inappropriate. He wanted to play with me first thing in the morning. Well, hi. Stop. He suddenly stopped. Yang? She's like, stop! Wait, why did you stop? The crease of his brows seemed deeper than usual. At first, I thought it was because he had just woken up, but he looked very alert. Oh no, is he in a bad mood? Come to think of it, even yesterday he was in a bad mood and mostly silent. Yang was quiet for a moment, but... Did we move to London at this point? It's gonna be interesting. He seemed to have gotten a grip of himself and started to move again. His route in 1926... Look, at some point, if this does well enough, I feel like they'd localize it. I don't even think it's out in Japan yet, but here's the thing. It makes me curious because it's a continuation kind of the good, but how are everyone else is at least other people are around and like, okay, so Yang's not going to be the big problem, but what are we going to be doing in Yang's route? Like, Dante's gone, Nicola's gone, everyone but Orlok is gone. Awkward. Anyway. He seemed to have gotten a grip of himself and started to move again. Gosh, you can't, Yang! Gosh! Can't take her seriously when she says that. You're good at egging me on as usual. What? No! That wasn't what I was... Get as rowdy as you want. I'll show you a good time. I mean, okay. Please don't make me read it. He laughed and pinned me to the bed. Well, hello. Da-da-da! Next, you're like, what? But, okay. I'm glad I didn't have to read it, but at the same time, you're like, excuse me, game. Thank you. It was nearly afternoon. Finally, I was able to get out of bed and went to have a late breakfast with Yang. Where are Lon and Faye? Normally, they'd be at the cafeteria around this time, but I didn't see them. Our customer's ship will arrive at the port soon. Oh, we're obviously still in Berlin because same building. And normally, I would have sent my soldiers to just check on the contents. But this time there's a rich client aboard, so I sent the twins. What? If they're fast, they'll arrive in the afternoon, but it all depends on how the current is. Just in case, Faye and Lon have been on standby at the port since early morning. Will they be alright? I got a little worried. Yang's like, did you not see them kick half of fucking the Visconti's ass? No problem. I told Faye what he had to do. I know you're aware that he's smarter than his age. Yes, but... What is it? When Faye and Lon are together, well... Sometimes they go rogue. I have my other men with them. I still couldn't help but be anxious, and I fell silent. If there's something you want to say it. Well, that's not it. I couldn't endure Yang's stare, so I answered timidly, well, you know how the members of the Lao Shu are generally misbehaved? Or rather, I just feel that there aren't many members who are good at welcoming guests. Yang's brows furrowed and he gave a frustrated sigh. But I could sense that his irritation wasn't projected at me. It's funny though, because you're like, you don't know what hospitality's like in the Chinese mafia. Maybe punching each other in the face is absolutely appropriate, and giving them tea is offensive. Girl, you don't know! I mean, Yang is not the person to judge hospitality off of. You'd be like, wow, the Chinese mafia is like really a bunch of assholes. And he's like, no, that's just me. Everybody else is real polite. Do you agree, Yang? Yeah. But I shouldn't be the one to go, either. If I do that, I lower the value of our organization. It's saying the Lao Shu doesn't have enough people in its ranks. And though it is true. Yang let out another frustrated sigh. It's all that man's fault for doing what he did to take me out. To make me take him out. Wow, I didn't read that right. Oh, I immediately knew he was talking about. It's true. When he was still here, Yang never had to be at his desk. But now, I saw Yang bitterly staring at documents a lot more. now. You didn't need that many nows. The person directly under the leader must be a lot more important than I realized. He wasn't completely useless. He had his value in running errands. And the twins are still kids. Although they have war potential, they're useless in trade negotiations. Same goes for the others. Or rather, they don't have the ability to grow, which is worse. It seemed he was thinking about something. Yang fell silent momentarily. Do not even give me the bullshit. Like, okay, look, we can be hospitable to people, but we are not going to be your right-hand man, okay? We're not capable of that. Perhaps I can eventually call in an assistant from the homeland. I'm sure there's someone just as useful as Lee. I hope this time he won't betray Yang. Yang seemed to see right through me and his eyes narrowed. If he does anything, I'll kill him and call in another. That's just like you, Yang. Just like you, sweetie. You still hadn't begun to feel any guilt about killing people. It's just the funniest line, because it's absolutely true. Like, that's just like you, but it's also, like, weird. You're like, oh, sweetie. It's just like you to murder people who betray you. So bizarre. True, but bizarre. I couldn't agree with what he said, but this was just the kind of world I belonged to now. I knew that was the kind of man Yang was. How far the godly have fallen. I mean, seriously? Yang finished breakfast and got up. Is he still in a bad mood? Yang's stern expression never went away, and he spoke wearily. The client will arrive here soon. I have to deal with him. You yourself? That's unusual. If the deal wasn't important, I'd have made one of my men do it, but this time substantial money is involved, and the man that's arriving is unique. And there's no one else who can negotiate with him, so I'll have no choice but to go. I see. Then I'd better make sure to not get in their way. As I thought that, I couldn't help but feel upset. Yang and I were usually always together, so I began to feel a little lonely. Suddenly, Yang muttered, "Why don't you visit the church? You haven't gone in a while." Can I? I don't mind. I'll have a guard go with you in the twins' stead. Thank you. I'm so glad. Just return before the sun sets. Don't take too many detours on your way back. What? I wasn't expecting Yang to say that. I couldn't help but blink in surprise. Railroad's a lot different from before. Not even Arca is completely safe anymore. Yes, you're right. The safety of the town was rapidly deteriorating. That's why whenever I left the base, Lana and Faye always had to come with me. Also because you are the lady of the head of the Lao Shu. You're Yang's bitch, right? We're his woman. So we're easy pickings if we just went out on our own. Someone's going to kill us. Roberto, not even anywhere, didn't try a thing, surprisingly. Hello, did you exist? Forgot. I'll choose one of the more skilled guards, though they won't be as good as the twins. Is Yang worried about me? Hello, of course. You're what he has sex with. Of course he's worried about you. Like, Jesus Christ. Even if you weren't having sex, he actually loves you. I'm just saying. Are you listening to me? Yes, I'll only go to the church for the day. He said no more and left the dining hall. I was disappointed that I wouldn't be able to spend as much time with Yang today. But at the same time, I was very happy to be able to visit the church. Oh ho ho! Oh! Emilio! It makes me really wonder who Emilio really is, because this kid's got so much fucking power. There is gonna be, like, he was the one that was basically breaking fucking Henry Direttore, not in a mask. I'm sorry, I know. But, like, he was basically like, I'm gonna break your fucking finger. Like, threatening him in Dante's route, and you were like, okay. Currently, Berlone is completely under Yang's control. The public has become disorderly. There's been an increase in murder, arson, and theft. The police seem to have their hands full. They're calling for backup from neighboring towns. And the balance in Berlone has been broken. I don't remember Emilia's voice, but what may have been suppressed by the Mafia's rivalry has now erupted. Yes, there isn't much influence from the Lao Shu in the Falce district. It's quieter than before. But Krita, which has always been busy with commerce, has undergone a significant change. It's starting to become like Veleno. It's developing a diverse atmosphere. So to put it in a good way, it's thriving? Yes. Although they seem to have lost their former order, they've obtained freedom. How is Arca doing? I recall it was considered a sacred area among the Berlone Mafia. Now, it's crumbled. No one fears repercussions anymore. I bet. But the church in Arca is still respected. And the Lao Shu may not be, but this country has many devoted believers. I see. Thank you for the report, Orlok. It seems everything is within expectations. Orlok has the same face we all do. Within expectations. Beep, beep, beep. What now? Like, Emilio's taken this really well. No. You look quite worried. You've lived in Berlone for a while. Are you feeling strongly about the changes? Or is it because you have feelings for her? Orlok, shock. But she's already lost her privilege as the Key Maiden. She no longer requires a disciple's protection. That may be true, but I suppose your fates may cross paths again someday. Yes, in a couple more parts. But it won't be immediate. It will be far in the future. Would 1926 is localized, maybe? Is there anything you'd like to ask me? How is he doing? Joseph is doing well. He hasn't been so openly careless that he would be now accountable for recent events. However, his duties in overseeing the disciples has been stripped from him. That's why you're standing here before me. Like, Emilio's like 10! This is great. I understand how much you respect Joseph. But this has been decided by the church. I hope you understand. Yes. A good answer. So you'll work under me, and I shall teach you what I know. Fucking Emilio is like so puppet stringing so much shit. It's amazing. I love it. After spending an hour at the church, I feel like this is a long prologue. I expected that to be the end. Going home already? Yes. I didn't know why, but I felt restless. I decided to leave the church early. But I'm glad I got to see everyone again after such a long time. Sister Sophia, Elena. The traumas Elena endured weren't easy to overcome. All I could do was visit her like this from time to time. I should come visit again sometime soon. The kids seem to want to see Lon and Faye, too. As I left the church, I hoped I could bring the two of them along next time. Oh, interesting. Oh, now we're back to Yang, huh? I welcomed the guest who arrived at the base. And the twins who met you at the port? I believe they went to the dining hall. I see. Well, they'd likely be hungry by now. Oh, crap. Sorry, I accidentally clicked twice. I double-clicked. I was like, It's not as though I didn't anticipate this. Despite my telling them of his importance, they were so quick to leave him. Unbelievable. Those brats. You were later than we discussed. The waves off the coast were high. I'm afraid they made me quite sick. What a relief the ship arrived safely. Were you worried? Yes. If the shipment sank, it'd be a considerable loss for me. Acrimonious as usual. Come to think of it, I heard that person is planning to arrive soon. Shut up. Oh? The man showed colors of fear in his eyes. It's rare for you to show this much distaste. I said shut up. I apologize. I suppose you aren't on good terms with him? Maybe I'll kill him. Oh. I'm wondering if this is somebody from whatever, the head group that the Lao Shu's part of. Interesting. Oh my god, it's gonna be like, what? What is it? But who is it? And you're not gonna know for fucking years until they localize the second game. No. He still has value. And not only does he pay well, he has undergone connections and a long history with the, word I can't pronounce. And will be moving bases soon, so an argument with him now may not end well. I smirked and answered, nothing so egregious, and there's simply no need to be friendly, that's all. I'm from a separate faction. You know this, don't you? In the thing I can't pronounce. It means we're strangers. And there's no need to hold back if it comes to killing. My, what a terrible thought! I don't know where his voice is coming from, but bringing this up so casually could get you killed, but this guy has some balls. He no longer showed any signs of fear. Anyway, sir. What is it? I prefer this attitude over your usual one. I may be imagining this, but compared to the last time I saw you, you seem more humane. Maybe I will kill him. I felt my fingertips twitch, but I can still use him. If he lives, I can have a little more, but I also want to kill him at the same time. Considering where I'm going next, I'm sure I'll be doing more deals with him. He gets on my nerves, but while he's still useful, I'll let him slide. I feel like this is such a long, does this feel longer than the other prologues? Oh. We returned to the base and bumped into Yang in the hallway. He was with a man I had never seen before. Is this the customer for today's trade? I thought a Chinese person would come, but this man looked Western and was dressed in a suit. Oh! Space. Yang gave an emotionless glance toward us. And just go to your room. Yes. Now, won't you introduce me to this beauty? No need. Don't make me do more than I have to. I see. That is unfortunate. At the very least, allow me to say hello. He naturally took my hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. I never thought I'd see such a beautiful woman in a place like this. What, are you saying that Chinese women are beautiful? That sounds racist, bro. He kissed the back of my hand. He's like, I never thought I'd see an Italian, but that's what I meant to say. Is Yang in a bad mood because he was with him? But he showed no signs of animosity or wanting to kill him either. Were there other reasons? Well, I was still confused. Yang moved on. I know there's a lot going on this one, and it is confusing. I'm sure for a man who does business in London, a rural town in Italy must be boring. I've prepared you a meal. Fill yourself up before you go. That's kind of you. I especially love the food served here. Food should be ready in the dining hall. Unless the twins ate up all of the food intended for our guest. love bad laughing. It's fun. I was quiet and watched them converse. He came from the United Kingdom. I did hear an accent in his voice. I gave him a fun one, slightly, but not too much. But see? Just saying. He seemed to be friendly with Yang, so I was sure he was very important. The thing gave Yang orders to go to London next. Maybe it has to do with that. Well, when you're in a different land, the air changes. It's marvelous to be in Berlin. If I could, I'd love to stay longer. Hurry and go home. It'll be annoying if you stay too long. I may accidentally kill you. That does seem rather harsh for a joke. Yang didn't answer and eyed the guard who was standing next to me. You know that Yang's a murderer. You knew. Take our guests to the dining hall. Yes, sir! And yourself? I have something else to do. Hurry on. I see. Then I'll take you up on your offer. The gentleman followed Yang's guard and disappeared. I have something else to do. Is it me? Am I the other thing to do? I wonder what he has to do. Now. He has to assert his dominance because that man touched my hand and kissed my hand. Now he's got to have sex with me to, prove ownership or some shit. It benefits me, but it's also like, oh my god, Yang, come on. You don't have to, piss all over me to prove you own me. Yang slowly walked up to me, looking a little dangerous. The aura around him wasn't particularly unusual, but... Huh? I felt chills run down my spine. I couldn't even answer before Yang grabbed my arm. Huh? What's the matter, Yang? He wouldn't let me talk and began walking. What? Shut up. Is he washing my hand? Oh my god. Yang? Shower, Yang? He pushed into the shower and the cold water also got his clothes wet. I was really hoping we were wet, topless. Oh my god, hello. No, but he still has clothes on, but it's okay because he's wet. In case you've forgotten, let me remind you. You belong to me. I didn't forget. Is he gonna bite me? Oh, hi. Oh, hello. This is the... It's so funny because this seems like it should be something in a bad ending or something. But it's like... Okay. I felt a little sharp pain as he bit my throat. I can't move. I wouldn't have been surprised to feel him rip my throat out. Is he mad? But why? I didn't understand what happened. But when he was in this kind of mood, I learned to just stay still. My wet clothes clung to my body. I didn't move a muscle. It was as if I were prey at the mercy of my predator. While still staying close enough to bite me, he sighed. I don't like it. Huh? Why did you let that man touch you? Yang is mad because... What more? You let him kiss you. Are you the type to let anyone touch you? No? How could you say that? In this country, it's not a special thing to kiss someone's hand. I see. So you're saying it's not a big deal to let someone else's lips touch you? So you're a cheater after all? I had no idea. That's not it! Space. When did you become so big that you could stand up to me? His whisper froze me in place. If I say any more, I'm certain Yang will be really mad. But if I stay silent and don't say anything, he may be in a worse mood. She's like, if I say something, he'll be mad. If I don't say something, he'll be mad. If I take too long to... fuck, he's mad. I didn't feel I understood Yang fully, but somehow I knew what would happen. Kissing someone's hand is a form of hello. I tried to say so as calmly as possible, but my voice shook. That may not be the case in the country where you were born, but it truly means nothing more, from either him or myself. I couldn't care less about this country's customs. As he murmured, his breath tickled my throat. Just be like, if it means that much to you, I won't allow anyone to do it again. And the spit of that man soiled my possession. Do I need another reason to be mad? I handle my own things, even discipline. I'll wash every dirty part of you. He bit my throat again. It's really just my hand, but okay. Stay still. His words bound me, body and voice. I was cold from the shower, but the areas Yang touched were hot. No! Yang's fingers moved decisively to places apart from where his client had touched. I could hardly breathe. Yang's behavior is probably not from jealousy or a desire to control. It's something deeper. I knew that deep down. Despite him being so rough with me, I still couldn't bring myself to hate him. I had been completely corrupted by Yang, helplessly so. I realized how much I was attracted to him. This is longer than, like, the end part we actually read of the thing. This is a very long prologue. I feel like it's been half the part, right? After he spent time teasing me, Yang's lips slowly left mine. Finally, I could breathe. There was a dull pain throbbing in all the areas he bit me. Had he not had enough? No, that's... You're stubborn. Despite what you say, at least your body is honest. You make me want to play with you more. No. Oh, did I give you false hope? But I have a visitor waiting. Sorry, but I can't go all the way here. And besides, this is also punishment. What's the point if I let you have fun? He spoke tauntingly, and I felt my face turn red. Ha! Well, you don't know me very well, because I get off on that shit, okay? You know, you're like, oh, yeah, you want to finish this? Well, I'm going to walk away. Oh, but that's the best. Tease me, torture me a little, and then leave me hanging. Fuck you! I hate it, but I love it! Ah! Now go to your room. He cut me off and let me go. Then he walks in the dining hall soaking wet. And we'll continue after work. Yang smiled with glee. Damn. Was that it? Jesus Christ! That's how they leave that one? Woo! Woo! Oh, whoops. What the hell? Where was I? Oh, I was on progress, and I thought I was on gallery. I can't. It's the one that lights up, not the one you're looking at. It's not the one your eyeballs are on, Spacey. I wonder if this isn't a bad route, because we didn't get that one, which is very... There's a lot of his missing. Weird. We did everything. That's got to be in a bad. And then... There's a lot in bad endings, I guess? Or with a happy ending, but that's amazing. Nobody else has ever been like that, so... Hi, text. Okay. Doo-doo. Oh, that right. This is the one with, You don't know which one is, Kiss at us. Right, and what do we... Yeah, that one only had 2. She's like, okay, I'll just sit here like a good doll. The music, I'm sorry. It's just... It's like, again, it's the gallery one, but it's almost like it should be different for each character. Because it just doesn't fit Yang at all. You're like... Like, just as the happy fucking music in the background, and you're like, but... It's a little wrong for Yang. No, that one didn't have it. I wanted to see... Okay, only that one does. But I also want to see if, like, maybe... That one's kind of pretty of him. Ugh, I love her dress on that. It's so pretty. Like, she does have the giant saucer eyes, but they fit her face, and it's like, okay, I'm used to that, but, like... He's so distractingly beautiful. And this. Good lord. Sometimes you're like, could we get CGs with just our boyfriends? But then you get this CG and you're like, well, never mind. You can't. But I wonder... Ah, there you go. We can always click and then see which ones we can toggle that way. Haha. But then when you toggle them again, it goes back. That's the only thing. The one moment Yang was sad. He was so happy there. He was beaming at us. Angry, pinning us in the shower. We got a lot with her in it, but not a lot with just Yang, didn't we? Huh. Yeah, actually, I don't think there's any that are... Except for the one where he's covered in blood. But that's weird, because I feel like all the other ones, we had several CGs. Okay. We had several CGs with... No, I guess... Nicola's were a lot with... Whoopsie, that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to go back, but... We're still missing so many. You know what's funny about the Yang ones? The ones where he's, like, topless and has her pinned to the bed are the ones with 2 CGs and everything else is single. They're like, no, we only want it when he's topless. Give us a couple CGs of that. Like, I don't know. Which one is, like, the best one? They're actually all pretty good. But I like to end on one that's just our boyfriendo, but we don't have one of those. So, like, we'll give you this one. It's like, it's mostly him and also shirtless. And like, hello, what the hell are you doing to me? But this took a whole hour. Because that prologue part seemed very long. I'm not complaining. But like, it sets it up and you're like all the other ones, like, okay, this is happening. And then and you're like, ooh. But this just says, you're like, no, now we really need fucking 1926 localized because I need to know what the fuck is happening in this. But anyway, so what we'll do in the next part is we will go and we'll start our good ending. Well, the normal good ending. Yeah, there's 2 CGs for that one. There's 3 for the bad ending. Wow. But that's only 5, and I feel like we're missing more CGs than that. But anyway, we've got a lot of bad endings. I don't know if we'll be able to... We'll see. We'll see how long. I don't think doing the good ending is gonna... We might be able to get it done in one part. I don't know. But we'll do the good ending, and then we'll also do the side story. You know, the extra side story. See the CGs I missed for the good ending, and then we'll do the bad ending. So, you know, we got our... broken up into 3s. The best! And then the good shit, and then the holy fuck, what the hell, this is traumatic. He's got a lot of bad endings, so that might take a couple parts. And I don't know, we'll see if the good normal ending... I mean, that one in Dante's took like 2 or 3 parts. It was like, the hell, it's the longest good ending ever. Normally you get it and you're done, but we'll see. So that's what we'll be doing next. We'll be back with more Yang. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.